the world's most advanced cold wallet for the new generation of cryptocurrency lovers.
So if you are interested in buying this decent wallet, you can find a link in the description down below where you will get a 20% discount. Thank you very much, and let's dig in the video. What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have interesting things going on. Again, this is insane, guys. This is mind-blowing. The things that are coming out are just non-stop. All the things that are coming out are actual proof that things are about to go down. So let's take a look at this first. Dr. Graham Bright, who worked 20 years for Swift, probably nothing. Now listen carefully to what he is saying. This should tell you enough. If you have done your research, if you know everything about Ripple and XRP, even if you don't, this is enough. Let's take a look.
Preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., NOSTA reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where Swift would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, the payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well.
Instant movement of those funds, and you can see where those funds really are in real time. Now, what does that sound like? Does that sound like RippleNet? Of course. Ripple is the only one that's doing that. Again, proof. This is a person who is working 20 years with Swift and is now saying a new network that we're looking. So, of course, they already built the whole infrastructure and everything is ready. They just literally need to press the switch. And then is the question, will XRP move instantly to a very high number and stay there and become stable there? Or will it just fluctuate among those high levels? That's something we will have to see. But XRP cannot move around too much because it has to be a bit stable. And that's also, a guy said that today, that the price of XRP cannot be fluctuating too much if all these institutions are going to use them, right? It makes sense. We're not saying that that's going to happen, but it's something to think about, right? XRP has to actually be a high number and stay there for large institutions to use it so that the fees will stay the same. It's insane what is going on, guys. And it's almost time. Let's take a look.
So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace Swift. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that Swift are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the Swift network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
Insane. He's literally saying it, guys. And this is no coincidence, right? We have been seeing this from the beginning. Swift set out its blueprint for central bank digital currency network. So things are really starting to move, guys. The lawsuit is a stall to allow Swift to arrange their infrastructure to use blockchain. Now, this is what we have been talking about from the beginning. This is Rosie Royos clearly telling you crypto and XRP are here to stay. Are you listening yet? Let's take a look.
I'm Rosie Rios, former Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. Certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe can really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is, what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?
This is all it is, guys. This is why the lawsuit is happening. This is why Congress is pushing stuff, because they need to get ready. They need to have the regulation in place so they can start using this technology. This technology is here to stay. It is very, very advanced. Like, did you hear what she said? She said real estate. Imagine buying a house and just sending 2 or 3 XRP. How efficient is that? How efficient is that for the economy? Because things move so fast, and that's actually the time that we live in. Things move fast. The only thing that doesn't move fast is stuff like funds, and that's the biggest stall in the economy right now. And that's why this is so huge, guys. Let's take a look to Brett Garlinghouse. Time to transform finance.
One of the challenges for the industry has been to focus on solving real problems for real customers. And Ripple, obviously, from its earliest days, focused on the problem around cross-border payments. That's a point of a lot of friction as measured by speed and cost. And by focusing there, we've been able to have a big impact on that, relatively small piece. But I think over the next years, you're going to see many financial transactions where a middleman sits, a middle transaction, an intermediary. Those will get removed, and we'll use blockchain and other digital asset type technologies to remove that friction. And I think all of society will benefit from improving the efficiency of those systems. I think you'll see that. Certainly, you've seen it in security settlement as an opportunity. The financial transactions around bonds, around derivatives, a lot of these things take a while to settle, and the friction associated actually holds back the industry. Insurance is an industry I think you're going to see touched. Trade finance is an industry that really Ripple, some of our customers.
Guys, he's literally telling you that XRP is going to be the most biggest thing in the fucking world. Why? Because it's going to solve all those problems. Derivatives is a 160-70 trillion dollar market. It is insane. Derivatives can be, so there's derivatives from one country and there's derivatives from the whole globe. Derivatives from the whole globe, guys, is quadrillions. It's not trillions anymore. And this is so insane that people do not understand. He's literally telling you that they're going to all those places. They started with banks and moving funds, cross-border payments. But now they reached a place that they will actually expand and go further beyond and solve all those $1 trillion problems. It's insane, guys. He's literally telling you.
Customers have invited us to participate in. And you've seen experimentation around identity in real estate and title management. And these are all examples where I think it's so hard to predict where this will go, in the same way that 25 years ago, when I first got involved in the Internet of Information, I never could have predicted on my smartphone I'd press a button and I'd have a car picking me up minutes later. I think this will permeate lots of different parts of our society.
See? Again, this is innovation, guys. It's happening in front of our eyes. And this is the biggest opportunity that you're ever going to get. Boom! From today, Brett Garlinghouse is now following 589 people. Because this number, guys, has been everywhere, right? Everyone is just seeing this number, and we know this is a famous number. Also said by Simpsons, will XRP reach this number and maybe stay there? $589. Boom! And then it's finished. It cannot go down and it cannot go up. Imagine, that's a very high number, guys. And I think if we're talking about solving derivatives and all that kind of stuff, we're going to see a much higher number than this. It's just insane, guys. The opportunity is insane. So here we can see actually a thing that Ripple is basically winning here, guys. Look at this. Finally, the SEC remarkably suggests at 1 that it would be produced by its inability to evaluate the factual veracity of their claims or show that Morvan's facts are disputed. The SEC has sought summary judgment based on what it erroneously claims are undisputed facts that every purchase of XRP is an investment and that every XRP purchaser expects profits from Ripple's effort. Nothing could be more to the point than these two amicus briefs refuting or at least disputing both points. If the SEC cannot evaluate the veracity of such claims, then it had no business bringing this litigation in the first place. Boom. Literally killed right there and then. So this is going to be over very soon, guys, and literally pack your bags because it's going to get crazy. According to a reliable source, BitBoy shared that Ripple turned down the settlement with the SEC in 2021. Look at this, guys.
So I think we are in the final stages of this. I still think we don't see the end of this thing probably till quarter 2 of next year. It's unfortunate. Wish it would have happened sooner than that. But really, the longer this drags out, the better it's going to be for the price, because we want this to happen after Bitcoin bottoms. Then you might actually get a little more sustained price action. And I will tell you, we were very infamous for saying this thing was going to end in September of last year, and it didn't happen. But I do know someone who swears, and there's someone I know personally, this is not some random person that messaged me, that Brad Garlinghouse told him face to face that they turned down a settlement from the SEC in 2021. Why? Because Brad Garlinghouse knows they have the SEC by the balls. And I believe this is actually the beginning of the end of the SEC and crypto enforcement.
All right. Well, that's great you bring that up, because that's my next point. And that's a strong statement you just made, because Gary Gensler.
I know it's true. I know unequivocally that is true.
About the settlement.
Well, no, that the SEC is going to be losing power over crypto.
Okay.
The SEC is losing power over crypto. That's a crazy statement, guys. But I think it's very true. I just don't agree that the SEC was like in some kind of agreement with Ripple that they would have settlement and that Brad Garlinghouse turned it down. I think they really know, guys, what they're doing. Like, they actually know what they're doing. SEC gets orders from Congress. These people know exactly what they're doing, guys. They don't leave this up to chance. They know that Ripple is the future. So I don't think it's completely true that the SEC is just going to go away and that, they already know that Ripple's going to win. This was all staged. Simple. What if Ripple SEC settlement involves XRP escrow agreement overseen by the Treasury? Now, this is another thing. Just imagine this, guys. Everything makes sense, right? If this happens, imagine price of XRP going to a very high number, let's say $1,000 or maybe more. If that happens, they would have the escrow wallet to settle debt and everything. I don't think it's very unlikely, because it's actually that escrow amount is actually there to facilitate all these cross-border payments in the future as well, right? It's a very big market. But what if that happens? Because it's actually making a lot of sense to actually go out of this global debt and crisis that is going on. So it's going to be very interesting over the course of weeks, guys. Keep your eyes open. It's going to get very, very crazy. We are now trading at 50 cents, making this bull flag kind of here broke out. Doesn't mean anything yet, but we will see some crazy price action in the next few days, guys. Be sure of it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.